everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we're going to start stitching on Kimberbell's newest project, the Pumpkins and Potions ladder quilt. Isn't this adorable? In today's video we're going to start with this block right here, which is called Happy Haunting. That'll be the first block that we do in this project. So go ahead and grab your plastic pouch system that's labeled Happy Haunting, and let's head over to the machine and let's get started stitching. Okay, we're at the machine and I have put a full bobbin of thread down below so that we can get through this whole block without having to worry about the bobbin thread. I am using my 5x7 hoop on my machine, and I have put in the hoop a piece of the poly no-show mesh stabilizer. Okay, so now let's go to the screen cam and let's load the design. Okay, so wake it up. All right, I have a Baby Lock Destiny machine, which is identical to the Brother Dream machine. So if you have something similar, you can follow along. I'm going to go to Embroidery. I'm going to go to my flash drive. I have all of the files for this project in a Pumpkins and Potions folder, and we're going to do block by block quilting on this. So I want to go to my quilting designs first. Okay, then we are going to be looking for Halloween 11, so let's click on that, and we're going to be pulling up the 4x6, which is right here, and there's two 4x6 designs. So we're looking for the horizontal version, which is this one right here with the ghost. Isn't that cute? I love that. That's going to be adorable to stitch out. Okay, we don't have to do anything to it, so we're going to click Set. Now I'm going to add the main embroidery design. Now, if your machine can't add a second design, no worries. You're just going to stitch this design out, clear the machine memory, and come back in and load the machine embroidery design and then stitch that out. But because this one will be able to add, it'll just save me just a few seconds. I'm going to go ahead and click Add. I'm going to go back to my flash drive, back to Pumpkins and Potions, and now I'm looking for the Happy Haunting file, which is this one right here if you can see it. So let's go ahead and click on that, and it's coming in the right direction, horizontal, so it will be able to match the quilting designs, and that's the file that we want. So I'm going to click Set. It automatically centers everything, both the quilting design and the Happy Haunting, so we don't have to do anything else. So we're going to click Embroidery, and we're ready to get started. So let's go back to the hoop cam. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the hoop on my machine like so, and now you need to grab your plastic pouch or plastic bag system that you have labeled Happy Haunting. You can barely see it there, and in that folder is going to be the black fabric that we're going to use for this block, and I have fused the back of it with my lightweight fusible. And you can tell on this one, I actually used 2 scrap pieces to do it. That's fine. The main thing that you're looking for is that you have supported the area where the stitching is going to take place. So I can use pieces if you want. You have scrap pieces left over. So we have the black fabric, and also you need to grab a piece of your 5x7 batting that you've pre-cut. This is how I label mine. Just a sticky note and a binder clip that holds them all in place. But that way I know exactly what the measurements are. I don't have to re-measure anything. Put that back in the batting pile, and we're ready to get started stitching. Okay, this fabric is a little linty because it's been up against the batting, and black fabric will show literally any amount of lint or batting dust that it comes in contact with. So I just take a piece of Scotch tape and just basically gather all that up on the tape so there's no more batting fuzz on my black fabric, and then I can put these two aside. Okay, so for this block, because the background is black, I'm going to go ahead and put black thread in the top of my machine. I'm going to stitch out the first few stitches of this block using black thread, all the way to where we actually tack down the fabric with the black thread. Then I'm going to switch and go to the embroidery colors. But put a thread in the top of your machine that will match the fabric that you're using for this Happy Hunting block. It's the background fabric what you want to match, okay? Okay, so I got my black thread up on the top. So now let's stitch out the first stitch, which is the placement line for the batting. Here we go. Okay, great. So now I'm going to put my batting down, and I want to make sure that I completely cover that placement line. I want to make sure that I have a cushion on all sides, because remember, when we cut the batting, we cut it with only a 1/2 inch cushion on all sides. All right, so we are good to go. Once you're all covered, you can go ahead and hold it down just with your stylus. Just keep your fingers away from the moving needle. Let's put the foot down, leave black thread up on top, and let's tack down this batting. Here we go. Okay, let's get that loop out of there. Okay, so now the batting is tacked down. I want you to take this over to a table or a flat surface near you, and I want you to go ahead and trim away all of this excess batting off of all 4 sides, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, that's all trimmed up nicely. These curved scissors really do help so that you don't accidentally stab that stabilizer. Now, if you see down here, I accidentally nicked some of the threads. That is not a problem, because the batting is still going to be in place, and we're going to be attaching the fabric shortly. So if you accidentally nick just a teeny bit of the threads, that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to leave black thread still on the top of my machine, and I'm going to put the foot down, and we're going to stitch out the placement line for the fabric. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to place the black fabric down and just basically try to center it. You've got oodles of room all the way around on each side. So I just try to make sure that it's centered. You can also feel for the batting. You can feel the edge and you can go, yep, I am pretty well centered. I'm happy with that. I'll move this over just a teeny bit, but I'm good there and I'm good there. So then we're going to do the same thing, leaving black thread up on top, put the foot down, and then we're going to tack down this fabric. Here we go. Okay, and I just have to do this because I get a little more fuzz or dust on here, and I want to just clean that up before I do my quilting. All right, we're good to go. So now you have a critical decision. You have to choose what color thread you want your quilting to be. Now this block is going to have 3 colors of thread on it. It's going to have a medium or slightly darker orange, and then it's going to have a lighter orange, and then it's going to have white. So my decision for the quilting is going to be, I'm going to stitch the quilting in black because I want this to be what pops in my block. So I want the quilting to be there so that if they look closely, they can see how cute it is. But I don't want anything loud or like white, because the white would interfere with the scroll work and the design later. So I'm going to go a subtle matching thread for my fabric. Also, when you choose your 2 oranges for the future steps here in a minute, I went ahead and held my orange fabric up because I'm using my own fabrics. And I picked two oranges, a darker and a lighter, that actually blend and coordinate with my fabric line. I don't want to go something really bright or dark that won't match with the fabrics I'm using in this project. So just while you're watching this quilt out, go ahead and pick out two oranges that blend in with your fabric that you're using, and then set those aside for later. All right. I just want to say a huge thank you to Kimberbell for sponsoring me in this project and for providing the Pumpkins and Potions quilting bundle for me to use in this project. This quilting bundle is amazing. It is definitely something that you can look at in order to enhance this project. It comes with all of these amazing designs. You get a cauldron, you get a spider web, some happy ghosts that look like they have little glasses on. This border is amazing. I cannot wait to show you the borders. And you get this cool pumpkin and ghost and 31 on there. It's just a bunch of fun. So if you're able to get this quilting bundle, it's going to just make your project pop. The borders, I cannot wait. Look at these borders. There's two of them, and I'm going to try to incorporate both of them in this project. You get enough files in each of the designs to be able to do any combination of size that you could possibly think of for this project and our other projects. And you also get the block tile sizes for the clear blue tiles quilting method as well in each of the designs. So I highly recommend, if you can do this, this is amazing. Please use the link in the description below to purchase the bundle from Kimberbell.com. All right. So now we ready? This is the fun part. We're going to watch this stitch out. It's a 3-minute in real life stitch out. You ready? Black thread up on top, foot down, and here comes the quilting. Enjoy. Isn't that adorable? I love that. Okay, so now we are going to do the Happy Haunting text, which I am going to use the darker orange of the two that I chose. Pick the darker of the two, and we're going to put that thread in the top of our machine. And this is going to be fun. This is a 5-minute stitch out in real life. Make sure we don't have a loop, because the loops will cause your needle to break, and we're good. All right, so let's put the foot down and enjoy. Again, 5 minutes in real life. Here we go. Okay, so that turned out okay. There's some jump stitches here that we'll have to trim up when we finish up the block. That happens, I believe, during the digitizing. At first I had thought my jump stitch on the foot had been turned off, but it still happens, so I believe that's from digitizing. But no problem, we'll take care of that at the end. Alright, so now we're going to do another stitch out. I'm going to use the same orange thread that's in my machine, and we're going to stitch around this text. It's a 3-minute stitch out, so you can just put your foot down and press start. Here we go. Okay, that looks cool. Okay, so now I'm going to take out my dark orange thread, or my medium dark, and I'm going to put the light orange thread in there, and it's going to stitch like an accent line outside of what we just stitched. So it's only like a minute stitch out. This will give it a nice contrast, and I think will look cool with the light and the dark thread. Put your light orange thread in your machine. Make sure you don't have any loops there. And let's stitch this out. This is a 1 minute stitch out. Here we go. We're almost done. All right, that looks nice. So now I'm going to put the last color thread in the machine, and it's going to be white, and it's going to do the scroll work on the top and the bottom of this block, and then this block will be done. Isn't this fun? See, you're doing great. You almost finished the first block already. You got this. But it might help if I can thread my machine, right? Yeah. Alright, nothing there. There we go. It was like, nope, I'm not taking the white thread. There we go. Okay, so this is a 7 minute in real life stitch out. Put the foot down and get that loop out, and we're ready to go. Here we go. Okay, isn't that a cute block? I love that. I love the little accent of the quilting around it. So cool. Alright, so now all we have to do to finish this block up is to trim it. It is going to measure 6.5 by 4.5 inches. So what I want to do is I want to look at this outer stitch line, and I want to measure that, because something tells me it's going to measure 6.5 by 4.5. And look, from this line to this line is 6.5. And from the top of that line to here is 4.5. So that is exactly how we're going to trim up this block, is by using that outer stitch line. Okay, so go to that outer stitch line. It's stitched straight, so I can see it just underneath the edge of my ruler. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, trim that up. Now I'm going to go to this side. I'm going to line it up on my mat. And so 16 would be 10.5 on my mat. So I line it up with my ruler, and can I see the stitch line? If I move the ruler, yes, the stitch line is just underneath that ruler. So go ahead and trim up that block. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Black is a little hard to see, so I'm going to take my time. There's the stitch line. It's stitched straight. I'm going to go right under there. So the stitch line is just underneath the ruler. And I'm going to go here, line it up. 15 would be 11.5. Line my ruler up on 11.5, and can I see the stitch line? Yes, it's just underneath the ruler, and I am straight. Look at that. You did it. Dun, 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 dun. You just finished the Happy Haunting block. That is fun. So I hope you enjoyed making this block today as much as I did. And I hope that you stay tuned here on Jolly Molly TV for more fun and more blocks in Kimberbell's cute project, Pumpkins and Potions for Halloween. So until I see you next time, take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.